And welcome back. So we have another game queued up here, so let's get into it. So this time, we do have more axes. So many more axes. Well, nah, he has a mace. He doesn't have the axe. For shame, no battle fury. And instant pause. Anyway, let's introduce the teams. Up on the Radiant side, we have a Chaos Knight. Handsome Men playing an Omni Knight. Black Mamba, an Ancient Apparition. Means... what? Meansy one? I don't know. On the Tiny. And a Treant Protector played by Loreberry. Meanwhile, on the Radiant side, we have the Faceless Void. Axe. Alchemist. Rubik. And Lycan. So it appears that we are going carry heavy again. On Dire side. Could be Alchemist support, but no. Looks like Elk middle. Axe going to be off lane. Faceless Void will be safe lane. Rubik support, and Lycan will be farming up the jungle. So 4 core, but a decent 4 core nonetheless. Meanwhile, looks like we're running dual lanes on the side of Dire with Tiny and Omni Knight. Ancient Apparition in the middle. It's kind of new, to me at least. Chaos Knight top. Tree doesn't look like he's quite sure where he's going to be heading, but they have a lot of damage here. But the stun does come out. Not going to try it, but this Rubik took so much damage, and I'm sorry, but it is apparently Rubik mid with Alchemist going top to contest Axe for farm. Not very optimal, but should be fine. Ancient Apparition leading the pack in last hits. Looks like he's going to plant this ward. So now they do have vision of both. They have vision of both the runes. So maybe going to try to control the runes quite heavily. This is like a round robin. Now it's Faceless Void in the middle, and Lycan is going to be farming safe lane, I suppose, with Rubik taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, creep skipping by Alchemist and Axe, and they don't really have anything to deal with this. The Tree, they need to, I'd say, rotate over the Omni Knight. They need to deal with this tree. This creep skip, otherwise it's just not gonna end well. But get Omni Knight up there, especially now that he has his Soul Ring. Omni Knight would be ideal for just nuking out this Axe, but they do have the tree with his armor though, so they may be able to survive this. They're just going to end up taking quite a bit of damage. Their tower hasn't really taken much damage though yet. Stun does come out onto Chaos Knight, but it's only just going to try to keep him off of the farm, but he's actually got 11 farm. He's got 11 last hits. He's out last hitting the creep skipping Axe. Where are they going? Chaos Knight went to pick up his boots, and now Tree is just going to sit here. Alchemist didn't actually have mana for a stun, but Tree coming in from behind now. But this Omni Knight could do so much more, especially since, like, Tiny's not farming that well, but maybe this is good. Gets picked up though, but that's a lot of damage. Repel comes out to block like Fade Bolt coming through onto him, but that was pretty good. Rubik almost going down to first blood there. Meanwhile, these shenanigans continue to happen. The tower is taking damage, though, so it cannot continue forever. Maybe he should start throwing that armor up on the tower between waves, just to get its health up a bit. Because if they don't lose it, this is fine. It's just gonna be trading Axe farm for Chaos Knight farm, which, quite honest, I'd prefer the Chaos Knight farm. Chaos Knight can do so much damage in the late game if he gets lucky with his phantasms and crits. Axe, he does a lot of damage too, but not quite enough. He's already at 1,200 gold though, so he's taking quite a bit. And throw the armor on the... I think that armor should basically just stay on cooldown. Leech Seed, oh, but here is the Omni Knight, and now this creep skipping, these shenanigans, they have had it. They are like, no more of this. Screw that. Tiny, you're on your own. Omni Knight is here. Creep skipping is over. Only level 3 though. Omni Knight just chilling in the jungle. Not quite sure why. I feel like he should just be nuking down Axe as much as possible. Oh no! What did I do? I did something. I jumped ahead. I don't know how far I jumped ahead. How far does jump ahead go? Why is this here again? Leave me alone! Okay, anyway. This isn't that far off. But he's gonna try this, but I feel like he should just... Yeah, oh, got both of them. That's nice. And here comes an Ancient Apparition ult, nailing all of them! Chaos Knight picks up the Alchemist. Doesn't have enough mana to get this, but he has a mana potion. Here comes the stun! No, he decides to hold on to it. And that is first blood onto the Alchemist, taken by the Chaos Knight. This is very, very good, especially since Chaos Knight has been falling behind in farm. In terms of net worth now, he's right up on top. Here comes another stun onto the Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight taking a lot of damage, but the heal is so strong, and then the Leech Seed. And they take out the Axe, and now Alchemist may go down to the Ice Blast. Barely misses him. He's charging up a stun, but he has nowhere to go. This Alchemist, Omni Knight, stealing that kill for himself. But this is beautiful. Meanwhile, Tiny actually farming up pretty well. He's 300 gold ahead of the Lycan. Axe. He's not that bad. Rubik is very poor. But Void, 8-minute Midas, so that's very good. Ancient Apparition also has a Midas. I failed to notice that. I am sorry. But yes, Midas, Ancient Apparition. I don't really know what they're going to try for this, but Axe trying to catch up to the Omni Knight, but that degen aura is so strong, and now he gets picked up. There is a stun that comes out, but Rubik is here as support, but in comes the Tiny. Tiny getting locked up, taking a lot of damage. Here comes the Ancient Apparition ultimate, though. The throw shatters the Axe, and now they're looking for more. Will they be able to catch anyone? There is no mana left on this Chaos Knight, so he has no stuns. But there could be a throw, possibly. No. Lycan also picking up a Midas. That's 3 Midases in this game so far. Maybe, who knows? Someone else might even go for a Midas. Chaos Knight takes a lot of damage, or it gets battle hungered, but then that actually eats through all of the tree armor charges. But here comes the healing. So much healing coming from this dire side. And here comes the Ancient Apparition, nails one. Rubik looks like he's going to be able to get away. It did actually hit the Alchemist too. But Axe is very low, and Omni Knight is close on his heals. He does have a heal bomb if he wants it. Avalanche takes out the Rubik, but now Tiny is in a lot of trouble, and he gets chopped. Now Axe is trying to close distance. Repel does come in, and Axe taking so much damage. One last right click out of the Ancient Apparition, and he goes down. Here comes the ultimate again. Barely misses the Alchemist. There wasn't really the follow-up there anyway. But this is now 6-1. However, Faceless Void is farming uncontested. We saw how that went when they just let Anti-Mage just farm for 20 minutes straight last game. Doesn't end well. So, we'll see. They do have Tiny. Tiny can be a real pain. Even when you Chronosphere and you hit him, Craggy Exterior pops, and you're just sitting there for anywhere between 1 second and 1.5 or 1 3/4 seconds, just being like, well, that's half of my Chronosphere wasted. This is awesome cloak, though. Tatted cloak glows on the edges. A very nice Rubik set. Chaos Knight has no items. Omni Knight, I like this set.
Radiant have fortified their towers.
He's inscribed everything. Wards placed. This is one heck of a support player. Oh no! Alchemist pops his ultimate, but gets hit by the Frost Blast, taking a lot of damage. Here comes the illusions. They get a surround onto the Axe, but he gets out. And here's the Lycan. Jeez. Going to go hard onto the Omni Knight, and he gets that kill. And now they're after the Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight has no mana. He gets tree armor, but with all of these wolves, he's not going to make it. And Axe steals that kill from the Lycan. Maybe not the best choice. Anyway. But anyway, this is a hard support player. 180 victories since he's inscribed this. So that's 180 victories as an Omni Knight. Meanwhile, Axe, or Lycan, gets shattered. Now, he's just going to hound him with the wolves. Just why not be annoying? No towers have gone down yet, which is awesome for Dire because they have living armor maxed, and it's going to be so hard to kill these towers. You do have a Lycan though, who can kill towers very, very quickly. Oh, his Hand of Midas is off cooldown, or is on cooldown, off cooldown. Ugh. So, well, he's dead. That's the worst. It's literally the worst.
Bottom is missing.
Tiny has 4 kills. But we do see that Radiant team is far out farming Dire, keeping this game very, very close. Less than 500 gold difference. Howl here. They may be able to take this tower. If they don't, though, the tree can just heal it back up. Looks like we do have a rotation. Omni Knight and the tree coming in. Tiny coming in from the top.
Dire's top tower is being
Going for a pincer, but Lycan does have shapeshift, so even if they had caught him, we would have been just fine.
top tower is under siege.
Meanwhile, Ancient Apparition ult lands on 2 again with 2 people. They do take out the axe, but at what cost? Alchemist has 9 health left. He sells up. He's probably going to survive this. Yeah, Treant doesn't quite have the mana to get him, but that was 2v Chaos Knight. And Chaos Knight was holding his own, to be quite honest. Tiny and Omni Knight looking like they're looking for a gank. They are going to find the Rubik. Here comes the throw. Here comes the heal bomb. Degen Aura slowing him down. Omni Knight is faster. He can catch up to him. He gets picked up. Avalanche comes through, and Omni Knight steals another kill. It looked like he was going to give it up over to Tiny, but then he just decided, no, I want to smash this Rubik in the face. This is my kill. I did most of the damage with that heal bomb, so. And here comes another one. Tiny and Omni Knight just taking names. That hammer.
Faceless boy, return to your realm and trouble us no further.
Dire's top tower is under siege. Radiant's middle tower
And here comes Ancient Apparition out. Does hit Axe,
Dire's top
but it looks like Tree may be going down. He did get the guys off though, and now we have Ancient Apparition here. Tree's going to be fine with living armor. Alchemist should probably be fine too. He has that massive regeneration. But here's Tiny. Avalanche comes through. Is there going to be a toss? Tosses the minion. Does do damage, but still that regen keeps coming on. But it's gone now. And we have Tiny bottling up. He has... And here's Omni Knight. Throw. Dead. That was a cool interaction though. Omni Knight getting stunned midair.
Dire's bottom tower is in pieces.
And they get a tower, and Ultimate comes out, gets a crit onto Chaos Knight, going to fall down. Rubik probably not going to be long for this world, but Lycan is able to just run away. Meanwhile, Tiny is getting bigger and bigger, and we can see now that he has the arms. Chronosphere comes in. Faceless Void, you should just be running. Faceless Void, what are you doing? That was ill-advised, to say the least. They do get a kill through it, thanks to the axe coming in. And here comes a stun. They get the stun onto the Tiny but Craigie exterior. Doing a lot of work. And Tiny's going to just be fine. Tiny has 2,000 gold.
Radiant's top tower is being
We'll see if he decides to just rush for that Aghanim's. Alchemist gets stunned. Overgrowth comes out. Alchemist is dead. Gets a brief stun off that may help Axe get away. Throw comes out. No stun coming out though, I don't think. Chaos Knight was quite prepared for that. But Axe decides that he wants to re-engage. There is a Rubik here now, and he stole Chaos Bolt. Let's see if he can survive. Avalanche coming through though. Rubik easily bites the dust, and now they're looking for Axe. Catch him with an avalanche. Here's a Chaos Bolt. 4-second Chaos Bolt. And here comes the Ancient Apparition ult. Chaos Knight isn't even going to die. Living Armor comes out, and he's going to make it out fine, too. Meanwhile, Lycan is being the rattiest rat of them all. Building into his Necro Book now. Seems like he's just going to not engage anyone. He's just going to play his own little game of PvE. Which, quite frankly, I feel like that's going to help them. They have even gotten these 2 towers. They are currently at a tower advantage. Chaos Knight still farming. And we do see Lycan at 98 last hits. Faceless Void, 80. Net worth, it's about 2,000. That's not that big, though. Experience a bit bigger, 7,000 or so. Lycan is actually sitting right on top of the net worth charts, and Void's not that far behind Ancient Apparition. Just carry Ancient Apparition, who almost has his eggs. Tiny, got a Blink Dagger and that Point Booster, so he's going to be looking into his eggs as his next item now too. Alchemist does have some points up in Grievel's Greed, so he's going to be looking to start transitioning. Meanwhile, Rubik may be dead. Do we get a Chronosphere? There's the Chronosphere. Alchemist did not throw before entering the Chronosphere. They do chop down the Omni Knight, but everyone gets hit by that Ice Blast. So that's going to be the end of that fight. Axe was looking for a little more, but couldn't quite find it. We'll see if he picks up a Blink Dagger now. Meanwhile, Chaos Knight is ratting.
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
So, 20 minutes into the game, we have 2 towers down on either side. It is 20 kills to 7 though, but with that massive farm advantage, the feels much closer. They may be getting kills, but while they get kills, someone is always farming. It's either Faceless Void or the Lycan. Lycan does have his Necrobook. I believe Necrobook 1 is flying out to him. So, not that scary, but that's going to start ramping up pretty quickly. He's pretty close to Necrobook 2, to be quite honest. Meanwhile, middle, Ancient Apparition gets another kill. And Void is able to get into the trees and they can't find him. They could toss someone there, or Avalanche, but... Oh no, they can't. You have to target a unit, that's right. But Omni Knight, they get top vision, and Alchemist TP's in to four people and instantly regrets his decision. And that's another tower going the way of the Dire side. But Lycan able to pick up the top tower at the same time. Last will only does 550 damage at level 1. And they aren't backing off. They want more. Omni Knight going for his eggs too. So we're going to have 1 eggs, 2 eggs, 3. Tree could go for eggs. You get another ability when you get eggs now, right? It would be worth it. But meanwhile, Tiny throws in the Omni and Axe dies again. Meanwhile, Also, more throws, more kills. Rubik does steal Overgrowth, so that may actually allow him to survive this.
Bottom tower under fire.
Yep, pops the Overgrowth, but Omni Knight is there, and Omni Knight is angry. So Rubik gets hit by the avalanche and takes a tumble too. So that ultimately is a 3 for 0. Lycan even getting picked off, so no real split pushing even happening during it. Actually, Void went down to start that, I believe, so ultimately 4 for 0. But Void is farming pretty well, though. Working on his BKB, though. Omni Knight almost there to his eggs. Tiny also almost to his eggs. Chaos Knight, do you have an eggs upgrade? No. Lame. I want more eggs.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
We don't see an eggs on Axe, though. He's pretty close to Blink, though. Meanwhile, Faceless Void goes down again.
Tower is being attacked.
And with that death, I believe they are probably going to get this tower. We'll see if they decide yes. It looks like they're going for it. There is a Shadow Blade on the Alchemist now. Be careful. But Chaos Knight gets the Reality Rift, gets the stun. Tiny jumps in and steals the kill with an avalanche. And that will finish up Tiny's eggs. And this tower should finish up Omni's eggs too, yes. So they both have their eggs completed.
Dire have fortified their
Meanwhile, Lycan does find a kill onto the tree and is going to be able to get away. He's far too fast. Chaos Knight doesn't quite fly yet.
tower is under siege.
Chaos Knight's pretty fast, but not Lycan fast.
Haste!
Lycan is up to Necro 3 though now, so he has a lot of pushing power. If you go for a fight, you will probably lose something if if Lycan is not part of said fight. What is Ancient Apparition going to build now? It looks like it might just be Yules. It's not bad. There's Tiny's Eggs and Manta Style on Chaos Knight. Some pretty big items being finished up here. Axe did get his Blink Dagger. And oh, it's not a BKB. He's going for Maelstrom, which he just finished. Meanwhile, Omni Knight able to pick up the Aegis now. That should help them all a lot. And doesn't actually even get clipped by that AA ultimate. But Axe going ham, and Axe will pay for his he will pay for his transgression. Meanwhile, XP 10k in favor of Dire, 7,500 in favor money-wise. And Tiny is now going to just be demolishing these towers. There's a nice Chronosphere onto 2, but the Omni Knight ultimate completely negates it. And with the help of his urn, he's Ancient Apparition is already back at full health. So, kind of a wasted Chronosphere there, which is not what you want. If he had caught Omni Knight in that, they probably would have been fine. But now he's actually perhaps going to die. TPing out, sees that you can't actually, or he missed the stun, so no possibility of being stopped there. Didn't even need to time walk into the trees. Omni Knight looks like he's working towards an Assault Cuirass. And Chaos Knight working pretty good. Tree, is this a completed mech? Yes, it is. Finishing his mech at 28 minutes. He's probably been buying most of the wards and such, though. And they see this Rubik. Rubik has a haste rune and is just using it to maybe try to clear out a little vision.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Rubik doesn't even have his boots completed. This poor Rubik has a bracer and boots and a magic wand.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
Meanwhile, the army of illusions that is Chaos Knight are attacking. It's so many illusions. And they're going to keep going. They've got time left. And there is no Omni Knight ultimate this time, but Overgrowth does come through, and now Manta Style and Faceless Void did get that one kill, but now he falls. And it looks like they're going to be turning their sights onto the Alchemist, but that regeneration is so strong. Going to pop this on. No, he gets the throw out. Chaos Knight gets stunned. Repel comes out, but he wasn't going for him. He wants the Omni Knight. Omni Knight does have another heal, and it looks like they're going to just be able to disengage. Meanwhile, Tiny finds a Rubik, and predictably, Rubik versus Tiny, Rubik loses. Can't really say that's surprising. Looks like Assault Cuirass is coming out on Tiny. So if they are both getting this, it might not be. We'll see if Omni Knight maybe veers towards like Shivas, I guess. That's really the only other thing. Shivas wouldn't be bad on Omni Knight, to be honest, but I don't think he's going to farm one up. That's a lot of money. Like, he's actually got pretty good farm. 5 kills, 3 deaths, 11 assists. And, like, Ancient Apparition doesn't really need much more money. He's not going to be... He's got his eggs, he's got Yules. I guess he could, like, finish his boots, but, like, he's got to be pretty happy with where he's at. Tiny blinks, gets the Lycan. Lycan dealing a lot of damage, but there's the global Omni Knight ultimate. And Lycan decides that he's had enough. That is a pretty long cooldown though, 140 seconds. And so maybe now if they get a good Chronosphere, they could potentially do something. Rubik pops again, 0, 9, and 3. This Rubik is... He has had a rough game. And with that, their tower is going to fall instantly to the illusions. He even still has his Manta Style.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Oh, those crits instantly blows up the Faceless Void. Doesn't even have a chance to Chronosphere. He does have buyback, so he could buy back. In fact, I think maybe he should, seeing as they're staying around, but pick up another kill in the form of the Alchemist, and Tiny, I think Tiny cleaves that tower down.
Dire's top tower is destroyed.
Alchemist buys back, but there's no Void buyback yet. What is he waiting on? Still not buying back, and they get the... Alchemist just dies again. Alchemist calls GG, but it really feels like that. Meanwhile, Lycan though. Lycan, I did not notice it. He is ratting. Should pop his Necronomicon though. And this is a base race, but Lycan is not going to win it.
Radiant's middle tower
Howl is on cooldown. Summon Wolves is on cooldown. He could pop his... He does pop his ultimate. Finally the Void is back, and he gets a kill. He gets 2 kills. He's got 4,000 gold now. But he's probably going to die here. Lycan, meanwhile, does get pushed away by the Tiny, but there's strategic pause. This has got to be a strategic pause. He's probably like, Void, you have to buy back. If you... Void, buy back, Void. Everyone needs to buy back, otherwise they've lost. Lycan is here, though. He pops his BKB. And there's the Void buyback, but Lycan is so slow with that degen aura. Holy smokes. That degen aura, you cannot close on him, but they do get the Chaos Knight. Probably going to be taking out this Ancient Apparition as well. No, he's TPing away. He gets away. They only get the Chaos Knight in return. So, basically, we have traded 2 lanes of Rax for 1. And they even are equal. Well, no. They lost both of their towers. Their throne is exposed. So now it's at the point where if Radiant lose even 1, they're going to lose. Axe even gets clipped by that. Axe shatters. And now they're going to be looking to get Tiny, but GA comes out. And 5 seconds until Chrono, but Lycan just takes a tree to the face. And I feel like this may be game. Lycan does have buyback, but there's 30 seconds left on Axe, and this throne, Tiny does not treat buildings well. There's Overgrowth. Rubik goes down to the cleave. There is a BKB, but there's so much right click coming out here. There's Chrono on 3. Beautiful, except that Alchemist again walks into the Chrono. And Faceless Void is just going to explode after that. He has to run away. And this Tiny, like, you can't kill Tiny right now. He has basically health equal to your whole team. And they fortify, but 88 seconds left, no Chronosphere, Void's the only one. That's GG. Ancient goes down, and Radiant take the victory. Or, not Radiant, bleh. Dire take the victory. And it was pretty good. Lycan put up quite a bit of a fight with split pushing, everything, but Tiny 22 and 13. Omni Knight, lots of kills for everyone on Dire side. Not so many kills for anyone. No one is even positive. Well, that was a good game. Very exciting. Not too terribly long as well. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.